Now here's a curious tale about a curious feller. Well, sometimes he'd be buying, but he was mostly a seller. He'd travel across the land from Regina to Santa Fe, conning every frontiersman that he'd meet along the way. He'd say,
"Well, how do you do?"
in a style that bewitched, and then he'd start his sales pitch with a plan to get rich. He'd listen to your problems, lend a sympathetic ear, and then he'd search through his stock and say,
"What you need is right here."
So you'd turn out your pockets, and his hand you'd shake.
"It's been a pleasure doing business with you."
Ugh, that was a huge mistake. But there's something in that voice of his that always seems to entice.
"Tell me, what would it take for you to buy this rather fine merchandise? 'Cause the wandering salesman always has what you want, but the wandering salesman prefers payment up front. And the wandering salesman always has what you need. So just sign right here and we may proceed."
If you come across this buckaroo, don't stop, just keep on the trail.
'Cause the wandering salesman will always make the sale.
Lies and deceit, it's all part of his evil plan.
Well, this wandering salesman is just an honest man.
Now here comes a cowpoke who's looking to buy.
Oh, Mr. Salesman, Mr.
well, how do you
Salesman,
do?
wait, let me peruse your supply.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
You see, there must be something to help me down on my small corn farm. Both of my farm hands left, and I've just gone and fractured my arm.
Well, I've got the perfect thing right here.
Can you believe this scoundrel?
Just plant these seeds, and next season you'll have more crop than you can handle.
What the farmer didn't know was that these weren't regular seeds.
No.
Now they didn't grow into trees, they grow into chimpanzees.
'Cause the wandering salesman gives you something good.
Hardly.
But the wandering salesman could be misunderstood. So just come and see him, and no, don't feel nervous, 'cause the wandering salesman offers a special kind of service. And the wandering salesman could give you the juice. He'll sell you a cowardly cow or a musical moose. And the wandering salesman is always looking for buyers, 'cause the wandering salesman knows your deepest desires. Don't you despair, 'cause I've come to share. But don't tell the law I sell door to door. Your salesman gives me fever and skin.
This bottle of rice is full of bread. Not for me, but all the way that way.
You son of a witch, this fudging soap's made me too clean.
Liz Fox don't print money, it prints mummies. Is this a pyramid scheme?
I want to be a fast shooter, not premature ejaculation.
I clicked on your email, now Nigerian Prince wants a donation.
My son wanted to be a real cowboy. What did you do? Well, he's a cowboy, right? Just listen to him. Please, everyone just relax. Everyone just wait a minute. The wandering salesman will make this all right. No, there's no reason for this to end in a fight. Now, the wandering salesman does not like to be attacked, especially since we've signed this binding contract. The wandering salesman thinks we should all just calm down.
I reckon that this is gonna be his last day in town.
Well,
call the sheriff. This wandering salesman belongs in a cell.
Well, I think it's time for this wandering salesman to bid thee farewell. And now I run, 'cause I've had my fun. You've all been deceived. I think it's time for me to leave. And all the money that you spend belongs to me in the end. And I run from the law to sell door to door. Come on, Archimedes, let's get out of here.
Now I'll give you some advice, 'cause I've got plenty to spare. You cowboys ought to know that it's buyer beware. And if you ever find a deal that's far too good to be true, well, remember what I told you, and you'll know exactly what to do. Now I'll be catching you folk later on down the trail, so take it easy.